And good afternoon or good evening, everybody. It's me, Harold Livingston. And the time should be on here somewhere. I probably have to hit this button again. Let me see. Yeah, I better not. It might just click and say, assume it's done. But anyway, good evening, everybody. It's me, Harold Livingston. And I would like to talk to you guys today about something. I'm going to talk to you guys about toxic. I want to talk to you guys today about having a toxic identity, having toxic in your identity. Okay, you know, your identity is your identity, and what you are. What you are is it toxic? Do you have things that are in your life that are toxic? Or people in your life that are toxic? If you have, or services, do you have any of those kinds of services in your life that are toxic and dangerous and destroy? What is toxic? Toxic is something that keeps you from doing what God asks you to do. If you have, toxic is something that is poison. Okay, so it's not just a physical poison. When we talk about intoxicating, what we're talking about is, and we're not just talking about the mental intoxications, okay? We're also talking about spiritual intoxication. And emotional intoxication, you know, plays a role in this, okay? And mental intoxication. When you're in a school and they see things are going bad, things are going bad and everything, not getting you any better, or just is making you worse, that school is intoxicating, okay? If you see that if it is not getting you anywhere, if it's wasting time, and if it is causing you to hold back on what is important, or if you're not growing, or if you're getting less and less, it's toxic. What that means is that you have to get out of that situation. Sometimes we rely on people to get us out of something, when God is all in all saying, you need to get out of there. You know, you need to get out of there. You've been in there doing the best you can, and yet there's nothing getting done. They're not helping you. They are wasting your time. You can't do anything. They will keep drawing things back. They will not help you move up. They will keep you, and if you're doing good and yet it's causing you to backslide, that means that is costing you. It's costing you everything. Sorry. It's costing you. It's costing you everything. Okay, it's tearing you up. You have your mind locked up on this, and it's toxic. It is destroying you. It is destroying your life. I kept going, I wrote a book on my life, and it showed that how many things that I was going through that was toxic, okay? And it just showed, and then some people say, well, nobody else is complaining but you. You're the only one complaining. You're not you're just not cooperating. You're not, how do we say it? But you guys, when it was time for the Israelites to get out of Egypt because the Pharaoh was making their lives worse and bitter, and he's doing nothing but harming them, God told Moses it was time for the people to get out of Egypt and get to the promised land. It was time. The promised land was already intoxicated with sinful people. It was time to get rid of them, okay? It was time to get out of that toxic land that's intoxicating their lives and go to their land and get rid of all the toxic people. Okay, Pharaoh made it even worse when Moses came in. But see, the thing is that he was not intoxicating them anymore. Now the intoxication was coming on to him. His choice was intoxicating when the plagues came in. Can't blame God and saying God decided to do that. No, Pharaoh hardened his heart. God is going to keep his will going in. And if we're not going to follow his will, we're going to have to suffer the consequences. Okay, so it is us. Because God's mercy and love will help us to grow and get rid of all that toxic waste that is in us. We go use the bathroom a lot, we'd get up and use the bathroom, and it's just like, that's why it's rude to stay in the bathroom longer, locking everyone out longer than necessary, okay? Or stuff like that. Or you can't use the bathroom, not yet, because you do this and do that. Oh yeah, you mess up, you start all over. You can't use the bathroom. You're dealing with that toxic waste. It wants out. You want it out. It wants out. But nobody's going to open the door and let you release it. And you're doing that outdoors and stuff like that. And then you do that outdoors and stuff like that, and you're caught. They'll write you up, and it's like, it was in my body. I'm not going to have it in my pants. You're far from home. This is the kind of stuff that really gets people to thinking, what are we going to do? We can't keep holding this stuff in our bodies. It's dangerous. It damages us. And that's what intoxication is. It is holding things in that needs and wants out, that which you need and want out. And if you're free to do that, to go to the bathroom and do that, as long as no one else is in that bathroom, and everything's working, you can go in there and get rid of that toxic waste. You could get out of bed and go to the bathroom. If you're free enough, you can get out of that toxic situation, the toxic relationship, the toxic employment job. Anything that is bringing you nowhere or making you even worse is toxic. Get out of there. Get out of that. Stop trusting in toxic people. Because when you trust in a life of toxic people in toxic schools and lands, you're making yourself even worse. Well, if I had a bigger place, I'll get rid of some of that toxic stuff. Oh, well, if I could just have some of the stuff and go, they're not going to help you. Leave. Well, if the teacher can just change their attitude, no, just go. God has an open door for you to go through. Well, if I just act better, no. Oh, if he just listen and just cooperate, it's not about cooperation and stuff like that. It is about cooperation, but in this, it is not about a one man's cooperation. One cooperates, the other just does whatever. That's not, that's just imbalanced and it's toxic. Okay. I can understand if you you consistently rebel doing what you want to do and you're being intoxicated like that, no matter how much people are trying to help you. If you are being a toxic person there, then they have to choose. If you've already made up your mind that you're going to behave any way you want to, they can choose to remove you because it is messing up. It's making it harder, making it worse on others and on business and on customers and on students and on things. If everyone decides it's a toxic situation, no matter how frustrated, you get frustrated. When it's causing frustration, you need to stop it before it gets toxic.